Season 2 of Heated Rivalry is expected in spring 2027, and the source material points towards depression, a proposal, a public scandal, and possibly even a wedding. Filming starts in August 2026, and the story it's bringing with it is both heavier and messier than anything Season 1 touched. Jacob Tierney is back as showrunner, but not solo this time. Michael Goldbach has joined as co-writer to help him handle what Jacob has called more complicated material. And once you see what Season 2 is actually pulling from, that description makes a lot of sense. The best bits are all the same. Hudson Williams and Connor Story are confirmed to return as Shane and Ilya. Crave is still the show's main Canadian home, and HBO Max is still handling streaming to the rest of the world. On top of that, we're getting 6 episodes again in Season 2. It seemed like a winning formula the first time, so Jacob decided to stick to it. Here's the part that changes everything though. Season 2 isn't adapting one clean, standalone story. Its primary source is The Long Game, which is Book 6 in Rachel Reed's Game Changers series, and it picks up roughly 3 years after the infamous cottage. Ilya is now playing for the Ottawa Centaurs, the Arena Foundation is up and running, and Shane and Ilya's situationship-turned-relationship is now heading into its 10th year. The whole book explores the question of if their love can conquer all the crap that life throws their way. Jacob has also confirmed another fan-favourite character, Troy Barrett, is showing up in Season 2 as well. He's talked about folding in some stories from Role Model, which is a separate Rachel Reed novel that runs on the exact same timeline as The Long Game.
Relationships a little bit further, but one of the reasons I wanted to write it was to continue on with Troy and Harris.
In Role Model, Troy is a teammate of Ilya's dealing with the fallout of a public scandal and a toxic friendship he's trying to distance himself from, while slowly falling for the team's social media manager. This will give us a chance to see Ilya not only in a romantic sense, but being a close friend to a teammate in need. But the writers aren't new to merging Rachel's novels to create this series, since they did the same thing when they combined Game Changer and Heated Rivalry to create the scripts for Season 1. There's a third layer to all of this too. Season 1 skipped the entire epilogue of Heated Rivalry, which means Season 2 has to retroactively show Ilya's move from Boston to Ottawa, the two of them turning their public rivalry into a friendship, and the launch of their mental health foundation. Jacob has also specifically confirmed a scene fans have been asking about will finally make it on screen, and that's Shane coming out to his Montreal teammates.
So now you speak bird too?
Fluent.
I hate you.
No, you don't.
So that's 3 books worth of material, 3 years of unseen history, and a skipped epilogue, all going into 6 episodes, and that number is exactly why the release date is easier to pin down than people think. Season 1 started shooting in April 2025 and only took 37 days to film, yet it didn't premiere until late November, a full 8 months later, because post-production took far longer than the actual shoot. If Season 2 follows that same pattern, shooting in August 2026 and needing roughly 8 months to finish, that lands the premiere around April 2027, which is exactly what those closest to the production have been teasing. So while nothing is officially locked, April 2027 isn't a guess pulled from nowhere. It's the same math the show already proved once. Shane and Ilya will also go through a new kind of difficulty going into Season 2. Shane came out to his parents, but he's still guarding his public image because he genuinely believes revealing the relationship could make people question their entire careers.
Yeah, and this is Ilya Rosanov, but you already know that.
So his plans haven't changed. They just need to simply wait until retirement. What he doesn't fully register is that he has support Ilya doesn't have. Family, teammates, a full life in Montreal. Ilya is the one who is actually paying for their plan. He gave up a successful team in Boston for a struggling one in Ottawa, took on more leadership than he's ready for, and he's still grieving his mother underneath all of it. Publicly, he's the same funny, provocative guy, but privately, he's falling apart, and he can't even reveal to anyone why that is. Therapy with a woman named Dr. Galina Molchalina looks like it's shaping up to be one of the season's most important storylines, since she's the one person Ilya can actually be honest with. Eventually, that gap forces a real confrontation, and then the book throws in a terrifying flight with the Ottawa team, the kind of moment that finally shakes Shane out of his own denial. That's what leads to the proposal, and whether Season 2 gets us all the way to that proposal, or beyond it, depends entirely on how much of the book 6 episodes can actually hold. While that's unfolding, Troy Barrett arrives in Ottawa, fresh off a trade, a breakup, and the scandal tied to a former friend accused of sexual assault, trying to figure out who he is without that toxicity attached to him. He's hiding behind a cold, hyper-masculine exterior, and Ilya, his own captain, and another closeted player, becomes an accidental mirror for him. The sunshine half is Harris Drover, the team's openly gay social media manager, confident in a way Troy has never let himself be. Harris spends a long stretch thinking Troy just straight up dislikes him, but their relationship builds in a fun and unexpected way.
Troy's a really damaged guy, and Troy is quite damaged on the show. Like, I would say we're digging into that even harder.
But I won't give any spoilers about it. There's a supporting cast helping tell the story around both of these relationships as well. Scott Hunter and Kip Grady are expected back, now openly together, functioning as living proof of what Shane and Ilya's life could look like if they stopped hiding. A leaked casting call also names Ryan Price and Fabian Sala, the central couple from another Reed novel called Tough Guy. There's also Eric Bennett, who'd be paired with the already confirmed Kyle Swift in a storyline drawn from yet another book from Rachel called Common Goal, though it's genuinely unclear whether 6 episodes leave room for that pairing to get a full arc. And Una and David Hollander are returning too, except now they know the truth, which turns their home into one of the only safe spaces Shane and Ilya actually have left. Nothing is locked for Troy or Harris yet, but 2 casting threads are worth tracking. Jack Innanen publicly campaigned for a role on this show. Fans wanted him for Troy, or for Wyatt Hayes, and Entertainment Weekly confirmed he was actually offered an unspecified starring role, one he had to turn down over a scheduling conflict.
And while the panel didn't touch on casting, Rachel was later asked about Canadian actor Jack Innanen's name being discussed online for the role of Troy.
Separately, Connor has said he'd personally love to see Nicholas Galitzine play Troy, so I guess that's yet to be seen. The intimacy is expected to stay similarly explicit, but it's going to read differently now that Shane and Ilya are an established couple instead of 2 guys figuring each other out. Troy and Harris are set to carry their own separate slow burn as well, so the season isn't relying on one couple to fill every intimate beat. Which brings us back to that 6-episode number. 3 years of unseen relationship history, the skipped epilogue, Shane and Ilya's full long game arc, Troy and Harris's role model arc, and a rotating cast of supporting couples all have to fit somewhere. The most likely approach involves flashback-style catch-up for the missing years, merged side characters, reshuffled scene order, and Shane and Ilya running in parallel with Troy and Harris, rather than one after the other, with the final stretch of the long game potentially getting pushed into a 3rd season entirely. Hudson and Connor are both signed for 3 seasons, which leave the path forward wide open. Jacob has openly questioned whether the whole of the long game even needs to fit inside season 2, and Rachel Reed is already writing a 3rd Shane and Ilya novel, Unrivaled, currently slated for June 2027.
Part of the reason you start with Heated Rivalry as far as adapting goes because you want to get to the long game. Because the long game is an emotionally sophisticated book.
That leaves 2 real paths. Season 2 could stop right after the infamous plane incident and the proposal, saving the public reveal, the media fallout, and the wedding for Season 3. Or Season 2 could push all the way through to the wedding, freeing up Season 3 to adapt Unrivaled instead, except that book isn't out until June 2027, so right now, nobody actually knows what's in it. Safe to say that either way, the fans, including me, are going to eat this season up.